Imagine it's Saturday today, it's Shabbat, and I'm going to the damn office. Well, the Israelis, they laugh at us. You idiots, you all should come to your fatherland. This is Israel. You should come back here and settle down. At least you can observe the Shabbat. In Israel, all the shops are closed by 4 o'clock. People are at home. But in India, we have to go to work. And they laugh at us. In the days of the old, in pre-1960, my parents told us that there were holidays for Jews on Saturdays. They were allowed to observe the Shabbat. The other day, one chap came into my office. He says, I'm an HOD in SP College. And he had brought 3 students for admission. And he's telling me, you have to take these 3 students. So I told him, please go out of the office. He says, you can't be rude to me. This is not the language you should speak to me. I said, please go out. Third time I was really rude. So I threw him out. I kicked him out of the office. I said, we'll talk outside. Let's go outside. So while going out, he's telling me, I know you don't like Maharashtrians. So I said, all Jews are Maharashtrians, but I definitely don't like a Maharashtrian like you who's coming here to bribe me. In fact, when he was leaving my office, in Marathi, he tells these other 3 students, that I know that this guy doesn't like any Maharashtrians. So I just told him, I said, look, मला मराठी समजतं, बोलायला लाजतो मी. Now this is the largest synagogue we have in Asia, the Ohel David Synagogue. This is where my son got married on the 5th of December 1999. Normally it's the bride's parents who have a choice which synagogue to choose. And they were right in a way that they chose the Ohel David because it's also got more parking space. The buses had to come from where they are staying. So this is the Ohel David, which they chose. In ours, the bridegroom comes first. The bride has the, what should I say?
Privilege.
The privilege of coming later. Of course, she's not supposed to be very late, but she's... Okay, here comes the bride. Here comes Hannah, our daughter-in-law, to be. And now look, the rabbi, he's asking her, are you marrying out of your own choice, out of your own free will? No one is forcing you, is it? Now he's asking the bridegroom the same thing. Is anybody forcing you to marry this girl? Have you noticed both of them said no? See, now he's asking them, did your parents talk to both of you about sex? And both of them, see, she's blushing. She said, yes, my mother said. And for him, my father explained everything about it. Here it is the father. What are you doing too fast now? We've lost out. He's already broken the glass and all. You've already gone ahead.
I know.
Okay, he's explaining as to why we always break this glass.
And even at this time, the sages say that you cannot forget Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple.
With his feet, he's smashing. And normally all the Jews would say Mazel Tov. That means congratulations.
2 reasons for breaking the glass. One I told you. The second one is that was the last time you saw Aki bring his foot down.
Do you know what happened in my marriage? I was a pilot in the Air Force. I was posted at Lucknow. And I got a telegram from my dad. And when I read the telegram, I want to read it the way he used to talk to me. The telegram read, go and see this pretty woman. And if you like her, propose to her. And don't forget, your sister-in-law has already liked her. That means, what I'm trying to say, did I have a choice? Marrying her? No choice. I had no choice. I had to listen to my dad. Okay, then I landed at Bombay to see this girl. I saw one pretty girl sitting there. At that time I was really praying. I said, I hope my dad saw this one, not someone else. It turned out to be right. Yeah. Have a look at your husband.
I've seen that. This one.
Sure, show me that. The one where you wore the uniform.
The lower one.
Oh yeah. When I found my wife, met my wife, this is the first photograph I sent to her in uniform. I wrote, I'll walk with you. I remember she sort of asked me, what does walk with you mean? I said, walk with you throughout your life. Remember this photograph?
The first one you sent.
Yeah, but you still need to keep it. Life is not over. I'm still walking with you.
I haven't thrown it out.
I fought both the wars, 1965-71. We had many skirmishes. And when I was a helicopter pilot, by mistake we landed at the wrong helipad, which was held by the Mizos. And this captain, he was scared to go out, so he told me, you go out and find out which damn helipad we landed. And that's the time when I got shot in my chest. I mean, but the bullet is still there. And if you really love and if you have passion for anything, whether it's your wife or your country or your children, I think you don't feel any pain. If you keep your eye on the goal, you don't feel any pain. About 3,400 years ago, the Jews, there was a persecution in Galilee and they fled. One of the boats came into Indian Ocean and got shipwrecked. About 7 families managed to reach the Maharashtra coast, that is, they landed at Navgaon. 7 families reached here, and from 7 families we went to about 85,000 people. But today, according to the census, we are only 5,400. In India, the Jewish community is really very small. The people have immigrated out. Most of them have gone to Israel and they've settled down there. In India, we've never been persecuted. I think this is the only country. In fact, if you look at the history of the Jews, everywhere there has been some sort of persecution. But India, I must tell you, we've really lived without any persecution. Shabbat Shalom.
God bless you.
Bye. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. God bless you.